You are Locked On Giants Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Bay Area, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR. And today, the Giants managed to salvage a win before the end of the homestand, 7-1 over the Washington Nationals, to bring their record at Oracle Park this season back to 500. Jordan Hicks did it again on the mound. He's been a revelation for the Giants as a starting pitcher this season. He stopped their 4-game losing streak earlier this year and today righted the ship again. The offense finally showed up. First time the Giants scored more than 3 runs in a single game all season long at Oracle Park this season. We'll get into all of it, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Sports Bay Area YouTube channel. If you aren't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that right now. Smash that subscribe button. Do it. And if you're listening to us on the Locked On Giants podcast feed, appreciate you tuning in there. However you're getting the show, we appreciate you guys. And make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. Ben Kaspick does a phenomenal job breaking all the data and stuff down. A bit of real quick, one bit of housekeeping. I told you guys Paulie Mack was coming on the show today. He had an issue come up. He's not able to come on the show today, and he's got some things going on. So we will reconnect with Paulie. I promise you guys, I promise, before the end of the month, we will have Paulie Mack on the show, but he cannot make it today, unfortunately. So let's get into this one. Jordan Hicks, pretty nice start again in this one. 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first, only 6 pitches. What a revelation he has been for the Giants on the hill. His third start, he looks just as good as the first 2. And for the Nationals, they had Patrick Corbin on the hill for this one. And the Giants had some collective ownage on him coming into tonight as a team. 309 batting average, 545 slugging. That's a 896 OPS. That's some ownage, man. 6 different Giants batting over 300 against Corbin in their careers coming into this one. And no one sees him better than Michael Conforto, who had major ownage on Corbin over his career. 5 career home runs, 2 doubles and 12 RBIs, and a walk and 31 at-bats against Corbin throughout his career. And Conforto had some nice at-bats tonight. He had an RBI, 2 hits in this one. So he did his job at the plate after he didn't do it last night. And I know that we didn't do a Giants postcast after last night, but man, I feel like I got to briefly say a disaster. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 9th inning, and you can't score a single run when you're down by 2. A weak dribbler back to the mound from Conforto and a double play by Chapman. That's gutting. That's absolutely gut wrenching. Just a swift kick in the you-know-whats. It's just not what you want to see from this team, not what you want to see from 2 guys who you rely heavily on both of these guys at the plate to propel this offense and drive in runs in those exact situations. And so today it was nice to see both of those guys pick up RBIs. Chapman had a great day today. 2 hits, 2 runs, the stolen base. Chapman playing great baseball today. He helped manufacture a run for the Giants in this one as well. And their whole offense really came to play in this one. The bottom of the order that we've been screaming about played well. Mike Yaz got a day of rest. Jung-Hoo Lee also got a day of rest. So that means we saw Tyler Fitzgerald and Austin Slater in this one. And Tyler Fitzgerald, what a day. What a day. Starting out in that 2nd inning, bottom 2 got really exciting because Nick Ahmed ripped a deep one to center field. Nats center fielder Jacob Young almost made a great over-the-shoulder catch, had it in his glove, but ran full speed into that wall with his shoulder, and that ball came squirting out of the glove. Giants score on the play. Chapman was running from first with 2 outs on the hit, and they scored, tied up 1-1. Of course, the Nationals scored earlier on a Joey Gallo home run off of Hicks, but it was only a solo shot because Hicks does such a great job of limiting base runners that when these home runs come, they're solo shots, and it's not the end of the world. So the Giants tie it up 1-1 in bottom of 2. in just 2 for their last 33 with runners in scoring position before that at bat. A huge knock for Nick Ahmed, who is one of those Giants who is hitting over 300 in his career against Patrick Corbin. So he had a nice day today. And Tyler Fitzgerald then comes up with Ahmed on third and 2 outs and picks up his first hit of the year with a broken bat blooper to left field, scored Ahmed, and the Giants took the lead 2-1. It was a big moment for the Giants. It felt like just, a 2-out rally, stringing some hits together, scoring multiple runs with 2 outs and runners in scoring position when they struggled to even scratch across like one in these situations. So that was I felt like it lifted the lid off of the Giants offense. That hit right there, that broken bat little bloop. And then what's Fitzgerald do? A botched pickoff attempt. He steals second base. Probably should have been dead in the water on that one, but he's so fast. He was able to put some pressure on Gallo to make that throw from first base to second, and he couldn't do it. That was bad throw. Couldn't handle it at second base, and he stole second. Immediately steals third base right after. Those were the Giants' first 2 steals of the season. They get their first one, and why not just keep running? So he steals third. And then Slater, infield single, scores them. Now we got a little bit of a 2-out rally going. Giants lead 3-1. They score 3 runs with 2 outs in the inning. Very impressive for the Giants to be able to string this together. And yes, I know some of you are going to say, oh, they had this given to them because of the miscue, if you want to call it that, in center field. Let me tell you, that's not an easy play. That doesn't go down as an error on the center fielder because the ball was in his glove. Like, he is running full speed and slamming into a wall. If you think that that's easy, you go out and try that sometime. I guarantee you're dropping that ball too. So I'm not saying this is not like a cheapy gift of a 3-run inning for the Giants. It was huge. It was also their first 3-run inning of the homestand. Shout out Matt Spider Leland at KMBR for posting that stat during this one. And the Giants just, like I said, lifted the lid off of their offense with this big inning. And I know 3-run inning isn't the biggest of innings, but it was big for the Giants, who have really been struggling at the plate. And this was all through the bottom of the order. Nick Ahmed, Tyler Fitzgerald, these are the guys who are driving in these runs. Austin Slater, that was who this rally was mainly fueled by, was those 3 guys. So for the Giants to be able to do this is a positive sign, I think. I think Tyler Fitzgerald maybe earned himself a little bit more playing time with Mike Yastrzemski struggling the way he's been. And the Giants still having some issues throwing out guys on the base paths as well. They gave up 9 steals in this series to the Nationals. But the Nationals are the best base stealing team in baseball. So you're going to expect that to happen a little bit. But I do want to see, it was Murphy back there in the squat tonight. I do want to see Murphy and Bailey pick up the defense a little bit, man. Murphy's not there because of his defense. He's a good bat behind the dish. He's not terrible defensively by any means, but I want to see both of these guys kind of get a hold on the defensive end of the catcher position. It's been lacking compared to where it was last season. I think it's important for the Giants to turn that around. Catcher is one of the most important defensive positions in baseball. So I'm not full on concerned, but there's a little bit of a red flag there to me. But again, Jordan Hicks just cruised the rest of the way. The Giants continued to tack on some runs. Jordan Hicks in the 4th inning ran into some trouble. He had a second and third, and he walked 2 guys. He was grabbing at his right knee. It looked like he maybe had an issue, like kind of an injury issue. Giants training staff came out to look at him, and Hicks was adamant, like signaling them, like as they're starting to come out, he's waving his hands, go back to the dugout. And he looked a little shaky after that, to be honest. He still got the job done, but he had an felt-like spike, like a Scud missile right in front of the plate. Right after that, a pitch clock violation for ball 4. He had 2 walks to right after that knee tweak, and only 1 walk in his prior 2 starts combined. So I'm wondering if there was something going on there, but he pitched out of it. He got a weak fly out and then a double play to end the inning and get out of the jam with runners in scoring position. Great job pitching around trouble on the base paths. And then the 5th inning, Hicks gets another ground ball double play, getting a lot of ground balls in this one, 7 ground ball outs for Jordan Hicks. And then in the 5th inning, the Giants threatening again with 2nd and 3rd, no outs after Fitzgerald double. Slater strikes out, and then Wilmer Flores comes up, sac fly. Giants go up 4-1. Michael Conforto comes up next, base hit to score Tyler Fitzgerald, 5-1. And they tack another one on in the 6th. A Chapman single steals second, the 3rd steal of the Giants season so far. And then Nick Ahmed with another RBI. The bottom of the order really coming up big in this one, which is a very good sign for this team. If the main staples of this offense can start hitting, Matt Chapman, who did tonight, Michael Conforto, who did today, not tonight. It's still daylight outside. You can see the reflection off the Barry Bonds over my shoulder. And if Soler can turn it around, if Jung-Hoo Lee starts hitting again, he had a nice night out a couple nights ago. This offense has the pieces. They just need to start clicking on all cylinders. It's tough when your whole team is slumping, and that's basically what's been happening to the Giants for the last week. And it's nice to see them again turn this one around. They're continuing to be aggressive on the base paths. Ahmed goes 1st to 3rd on a single in that 6th inning. That 7th run scored was actually a little interesting to me because Tyler Fitzgerald, I thought, had a very smart and aggressive base running play. That final out of the inning, there were 2 outs, 2nd and 3rd. Lamont Wade Jr. hits a slow roller to short. There's maybe a play at first base, but Fitzgerald forces the throw to go home because that play at first base is going to be tough, right? And so you want to make sure you get at least 1 out. If you're the Nationals, you need to get out of this inning. And Fitzgerald does not slow down rounding 3rd base at all, and he forces CJ Abrams to make the throw home. Fitzgerald gets tagged out, but Nick Ahmed had already scored on the play from 3rd. So this ensures that run scores. You put yourself in a position, Fitzgerald making that play, where the Giants either get 1 or 2 runs on this play and not 2 or 0. So really great play, or I'm sorry, 1 or 0. So I thought this was a great play by Fitzgerald, a really heads up base running play. It seemed kind of head scratching in the moment, but I thought that was phenomenal heady play by Fitzgerald. I think he earned himself some more playing time going forward with this game today. Played a decent center field. He didn't get a ton of action out there, but he, great on the base paths. Probably the best stealing threat the Giants have at this point. It was excellent to see him really contributing in many different facets of this, in this one at the dish, on the base paths. Fitzgerald on the day ends up 2 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs, or 3 for 3, 3 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI. That's great stuff by Tyler Fitzgerald, who collected his first hit of the season today. That just excellent work by Tyler Fitzgerald. Way to stay ready. You don't got to get ready if you stay ready. And Tyler Fitzgerald, obviously, clearly staying ready in this one. That was all she wrote in this. Hicks came out after the 6th inning. The Giants bullpen comes in and gets the job done. Eric Miller strikes out the side in the 9th. Impressive stuff. Got Jesse Winker all locked up, looking on a nasty pitch that was just an outside paint job, outside corner, bottom of the strike zone. Perfect pitch placement. In Roop had a very nice inning too in the 8th, and Walker had a decent inning in the 7th as well. So great job from the Giants bullpen. This has kind of been the norm the last, the one bright spot during this Giants slump was that their bullpens actually kind of seem to figure it out. Their young arms all pitching pretty well. The Nationals 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position, 3 runners left on base. Giants 6 for 8 with runners in scoring position, also 3 left on base, but they steal 3 bases, including Tyler Fitzgerald stealing 2 of his own, as we discussed. What a good win for the Giants. And I feel weird celebrating this because you lose the series 2-1 against the damn Washington Nationals, who you should not be losing series to, but you'll take a win where you can get it. It brings the homestand up to 500. I don't think it's a win of a homestand, but I don't think it's a failure of a homestand either. It puts you in position where you can go to Tampa Bay and maybe this offensive outing, this offensive outburst performance, if you will, in this final home game of the homestand can propel them into future success in Tampa, in Miami. The Giants going to Florida for a nice little road trip, but it's going to be raining out there. But, both of those stadiums indoors, they won't miss any games because of it. But Kruk and Kipe talking on the broadcast about how they can't get out to the beach. My guy, we got to get Kipe out to a beach, man. We got to figure it out. figure out a way to stop that rain from coming and spoiling Kipe's Florida trip, man. I hate that. But the Giants, you love the win. Giants 7-1 over the Washington Nationals, 5-8 on the season now with a Tampa Bay Rays and Miami Marlins road trip coming up down the pipe for the Giants. Stick with us on the Locked On Giants postcast. We got a lot more to get into. Jordan Hicks becoming a stopper for the Giants. We'll talk about that more on the other side. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. This is the Locked On Giants postcast. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 3 million members. PrizePicks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Spring training is over and baseball season is officially underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond in your PrizePicks entries. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, or first inning runs, take your pick of more or less than and add them to your PrizePicks entry today. PrizePicks has something for every sports fan, from baseball and basketball to even League of Legends and everything in between. You can pick LeBron, Shohei Ohtani, Connor McDavid, and Jude Bellingham all in the same entry. And today on PrizePicks, I got in on the Glizzy Gobbler deals with Dylan Cease, more than 5.5 strikeouts against the Cubs, and Jordan Hicks, more than 3.5 strikeouts. He had so many 2 strike counts today with balls in play, man. Man, my PrizePicks entries have been kind of like the Giants' start to this season. This has been sputtering after a hot March Madness run. Anyways, download the app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the PrizePicks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. It's PrizePicks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. And if you're watching on the stream and you're wondering what this little thing is on my eye, why I look like Scar from The Lion King, it's because my stupid cat ran across my face in the middle of the night and scratched me. So I've been a little self-conscious that you can see it very clearly on the stream. Anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know why my face looks all, mutilated from my stupid cat. Anyways, the Giants pick up a 7-1 win today over the Washington Nationals at Oracle Park, close out their first homestand with a win, bringing their record at Oracle back up to 500, that gravitational pull of 500, and a great day at the plate for the Giants, as we just discussed, but a phenomenal day on the hill for Jordan Hicks again. We keep saying this. He's had 3 starts now. He's got 2 wins. And in his last outing prior to this one, he stopped the Giants' 4-game losing streak and put them going in the right direction. Today, he stops another Giants, what could have been a series sweep, and puts the Giants headed back in the right direction for this road trip, sets them up for success in Florida as they take on the Rays and the Marlins. And, I thought it was very on brand that Hicks's walkout song is Sweet Dreams, that Europop song, but it's been nothing but sweet dreams for San Francisco Giants fans with Jordan Hicks on the mound. He's been electric. His stuff is so good. That 2-seam arm side run that he gets is nuts. He knows when to reach back and get that extra couple miles of miles an hour on his 4-seamer to pump up that velocity to just get that strikeout when he needs it. He knows exactly when to use that sinker. He's so good using his off-speed pitches, and this is really impressive for me because this is a guy who last year barely threw changeups and sliders. Just 4% of the time he was throwing changeups and sliders. Sweepers, he was throwing 19% of the time. So you add up all his off-speed pitches, that's just 23% of what he was throwing. 64% of what he threw last season was his sinker. And he is mixing it up so much more now. You see him really throwing that sweeper, really throwing that slider. The changeup he still doesn't throw all the time. He mixes it in every now and again. But he's got multiple different pitches to work with, and he is utilizing all of them right now. It's really impressive to see what he's doing out there, and his command on the hill is what's really making him so effective as a pitcher for the Giants. He barely walks anybody. He's right now in the 91st percentile of all of Major League Baseball in his in his walk rate, just 2.2 batters or 2.2% walk rate. He's excellent on the hill. He again, this is the first game that he's given up multiple walks, in 3 walks on the season in 3 starts for Jordan Hicks. He's given up some home runs, yeah, but these home runs have all been solo shots because he's not walking guys. How often do we say on the show that free 90s come back to hurt you? Jordan Hicks isn't giving up many free 90s. He's doing a great job with that fastball, locating it up in the zone, down in the zone, getting guys to chase, backdooring people with that arm side run on that 2-seamer. He is so good on the hill. And he didn't have the strikeout stuff going today, unfortunately for me in my PrizePicks entries, but he did get guys into a lot of 2-strike counts, and he was placing those 2-strike pitches pretty well in the Nationals, to their credit. Did a good job of fighting them off, but these weren't good pitches to hit. It's not like he was making mistakes. The Nationals were going down and hitting them and slapping these balls into play. 7 groundouts in this one. That's what he was doing with these 2-strike counts. He was barely any hard contact off of Hicks in this one. Even that home run by Gallo wasn't hit super hard. The exit velo on that below 100 miles an hour. It barely got over the wall in right field, which is a little bit of a short porch out there in right. That wall is pretty tall, though, so he did have to get under it a lot. But again, it's not like he annihilated that ball. It wasn't like 110 off the bat. It got out, but needed it barely on a non-day game. If this was a night game at Oracle, that ball's not getting out. That ball is dying in the outfield, guaranteed. I'll give you a chuck on that one. No chance that ball gets over the wall on a night game at Oracle Park. So kind of a cheapy shot. Obviously, Gallo, the former Yankee, who's very used to those short porches in right field, capitalized on this one at Oracle, but because Hicks and his control, not giving up walks, no free 90s. Solo shots don't hurt you all that much. Giants don't homer in this one. Nationals do. And guess what? The Giants still win. So take that for what you will. Maybe Bob Melvin's going to be a little bit less frustrated now. I hope so. I hope the Giants are feeling good today. I hope Tyler Fitzgerald's feeling good today after this one. Bob Melvin has said after last night's loss, and said before the game today, that everyone's frustrated. He's frustrated in the Giants' lack of offense, and today they turn it around. Really did a great job. We got to talk a little bit more about that on the other side. The Giants bouncing back from what could have been a series sweep against the Washington Nationals, who just own them, man. I don't know why they just own the Giants in early season play, but it's very, 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 very frustrating. So we'll get into that a little bit more on the other side. Stick with us on the Locked On Giants postcast on Locked On Sports Bay Area channel. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We will be right back. Passion, drive, and patience. What brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. From superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more, whatever you're into, speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. Today, the Giants, a very nice 7-1 win over the Washington Nationals. The most runs the Giants have scored in a game since their series in Los Angeles. Excellent to see them get back on track in this one, lift the lid off of that offense and see some runs cross the plate. It's contagious, man. When someone starts hitting, when people start scoring, it makes you want to get up there and hit too. It takes a little bit of the pressure off, makes it a little bit easier for you to go up there and just look for a pitch to hit. You kind of heard Kipe talking about that in the broadcast. If you were watching on NBC Sports Bay Area, you heard him talking about how, and maybe it was Kruk, it was one of them, either way, Hall of Fame advice, either way. They were talking about how if someone comes up like in last night's game in the bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, nobody out, and you can't get the job done like Michael Conforto, that then puts all that pressure and more on the next guy in the lineup. And the Giants did a great job of not just passing the baton to the next guy tonight, not just letting the S roll downhill, if you know what I'm saying, like just letting it all pile on top of the guy, whoever's next in the order. Everyone's picking each other up in this offense right now. You do want to see Soler start hitting Ofer with a strikeout. Not great. You want to see Tyro start hitting Ofer again for Tyro Estrada. You have to figure these two guys will figure it out. And you have to. But the Giants collect 12 hits in this one. 12 hits is a big deal for this team. They get back into double-digit hits for the first time in a while. I mean, they've been really struggling at the dish to string together multiple hits in a row, and that's what they did today, especially with 2 outs and with runners in scoring position. They got rallies going. This wasn't just 1 or 2 runs on one big swing. This was an extended period where everybody on this offense was hitting. And the bottom 2 guys in the lineup combined for 6 hits in this one. 6 hits between Nick Ahmed and Tyler Fitzgerald. Both guys 3 for 3 on the night. That is half your hits coming from 8 and 9 in your lineup is not going to happen every night. But what a turnaround, man. This was something that I felt was like unfathomable just a couple days ago. I mean, if I had told you we're going to get 6 hits between the last 2 spots in the Giants lineup today, you guys all would have told me I'm crazy, but they did it. And not a lot of those, like Fitzgerald's little broken bat blooper, sometimes that's all you need to start a rally. But Nick Ahmed with like really barreling the ball up well today. That drive out to center field was not a cheapie. That triple was, I mean, he roped that. And Fitzgerald obviously doing damage on the bases too. Nick Ahmed going first to third on a little blooper to left when the left fielder kind of bobbled it, trying to get the ball in. Very aggressive base running by both these guys in this one. Very good approaches at the dish. And you didn't need the long ball. You didn't need the long ball to get it done. You scored 7 runs, all from stringing base hits together and in being aggressive on the base paths and not running into outs. The Giants didn't run. I mean, the Tyler Fitzgerald play, I guess, is running into an out, but it was a smart play that also preserved a run there in I think that was the 6th inning when the Giants scored their last run of the game. Yes, correct. In the bottom of the 6th. But I mean, this is a totally different look, totally different feel than we felt the last couple of days with the Giants. And I think maybe, if it's not time for some of the younger guys, if it's not time for a Luis Matos to come up, maybe it's time for Tyler Fitzgerald to get some more run. I don't know what he looks like in right. Jung-Hoo's going to obviously be in center. Maybe you move him to left and put Conforto in right, and you let Yaz figure it out and give him a little bit of a break from the everyday grind where he's clearly searching. His at-bats look terrible right now. It's not just that he's over and hitting the ball well or something. It's just not finding a hole. No, he looks like he's struggling to see pitches, which is a big, big, big problem. You can't have your outfield slumping all at the same time at the plate. It's not gonna prove well for your offense in any way if that happens. Tyler Fitzgerald, the unlikely offensive hero tonight, and Nick Ahmed. We gotta include Nick as well. 5 runs scored between the two and 3 RBIs between the two to go with their 6 hits. That's the best day. That might be the best day out of the bottom 2 spots of the Giants order for this entire season. So definitely don't get used to that happening every day, but hopefully this is a sign of things to come. Maybe we can find somewhere in the middle between absolutely 0 production, like the last 3 guys in the order going a combined 0 for 14 or something. Maybe we can go from that to maybe not getting a hit in every single at bat you have, but something in the middle. Maybe they could bat around 250. That would be great. I would love that. Drive in some runs every now and again, score some runs, get on base for the top of the order. That would be totally fine. We don't need 90% of the offensive production to come from the bottom 2 spots, but you'll take it, man, especially with the Giants needing a win this bad. It was good to see them just figure it out. Just figure out a way to get a win. And I know everyone's pushing the panic button and everyone's saying Giants baseball is the same as always. This team's terrible. Everyone's starting to turn on Farhan again. Slow down. Take a deep breath. We'll all do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. And out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. There you go. You feel better? You feel better? You feel like you want to, scream a little bit less about Farhan? Because you should. Maybe you need a few more deep breaths, but just keep taking some deep breaths until Memorial Day. If they're still looking like they're a below 500 team around Memorial Day, then sure, we can all push the panic button and scream together. Trust me, you guys have heard me yell on the podcast about, things like stupid beach balls in the wave before. If the Giants are still struggling come Memorial Day, you better believe I'll be screaming about that too. So slow down, take a deep breath. The Giants will be okay. We have some time. We have over a month for them to right the ship before I think it's officially panic time. Let the things work themselves out. Let Bob Melvin figure out this lineup, this order. He said that he's going to continue to make tweaks until he finds basically one lineup for lefties and one lineup for righties. And that's so refreshing to hear, man. I got to tell you, that is so refreshing to hear, which is the complete opposite of what we were told the last couple seasons with, the lefty righty matchups. It favors our saber metrics. I don't care, Gabe. I don't care. I want one lineup against lefties and one lineup against righties. And that's what Bob Melvin is going to bring us. He's just got to figure it out. And the Giants need some time to figure it out. You have to imagine Soler is going to start hitting. Conforto is probably going to come back down to earth a little bit, but everybody else will probably start to pick it up. Chapman is going to pick it up. Estrada is going to pick it up. Yaz hopefully picks it up. There's a lot of guys on this team slumping. I think they will be just fine. That's about all the time that we have on the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. If you guys are still feeling stressed out, go take some more deep breaths, man. Go take some more deep breaths, because I've seen a lot of people freaking out about this team so far. Freak out about people doing the wave at Oracle Park, but don't freak out about this Giants team yet. Join us next time on the next Locked On Giants postcast when we come to you after Giants Rays on Friday, 5:30 start in that one. And check us out on Locked On Warriors postcast if you're not already tuned in for that one. The Warriors had a huge win over the Lakers last night. We broke it all down. That's why we weren't live with you guys yesterday to break down the Giants' loss to the Nationals. So make sure, if you're not already checking out Locked On Warriors postcast, do that too. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Eric Triple E Engel. See ya. Peace.